Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Raina. This is going to be a vinyasa style class. And sorry, just letting people in. So morning classes, if you haven't come to a morning class before, welcome. Or if you haven't been to class with me before, welcome, welcome. And if you have, welcome back. So for morning classes, we do a 45-minute.
Oh, it might just be.
Thank you. I'm like going through making sure everyone's muted and I myself am muted. Thank you for letting me know. Always feel free to let me know. Great. Back to the beginning. Good morning. Welcome to class. My name is Raina. Thank you for letting me know I was muted. 2 years later, you think I'd have this figured out. Good morning. So if you haven't been to a Zoom class, welcome. If you have, welcome back. Today's class is a vinyasa style class, and morning classes are 45 minutes compared to the evening classes, which are 60. We'll do about 30 to 35 minutes of movement and then a little bit of breath work and some meditation. And so you're always welcome to take Shavasana for meditation, but also have things nearby that'll allow you to be in a comfortable seat during meditation, during the beginning of class. A couple blocks will definitely come in handy today as it is a vinyasa style class. And so we are kind of moving up and down the mat a little bit more and a little bit differently than we would in a slow flow class. And a blanket may be helpful, but it's really up to you. So we will get started. Take a seat on your bottom. And you can sit crisscross. You can have your legs extended. I just want you to feel comfortable and grounded or grounding really as we enter today's practice. So I always like a little cushion personally. So either legs extended, legs crossed, or maybe you sit on your shins. And just give yourself a moment to arrive. You can shake things out. And then when you feel good and ready, you can let your eyes close or just soften your gaze. And as you arrive, take the first little time to integrate yourself into your space. Just kind of taking in the smells, the temperature, the feeling of your space, and all the things that are really creating your container for today. Home practice can be interesting and offer us opportunities to really practice our focus, to practice our non-attachment, and to give us space to work through potential frustrations just with the surroundings. And so I invite you to really integrate, to offer yourself the opportunity to give yourself and your space compassion. Checking in with your body and just seeing how it feels, how your body rests on the ground.
Hey Siri, stop.
how your body rests on itself.
Hey Siri, stop.
And as you settle in, start to make yourself aware of your points of connection with yourself, with the earth, with your breath. And especially with your morning practices, giving yourself a lot of space to wiggle, to move, to release the expectation of stillness. With your next exhale, just try to clear your body out a bit. Draw an easy breath in through your nose. And take a big morning sigh, exhale. Clear it out. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, clear it out. Last one, inhale through your nose. And exhale, clear it out. Yeah, this time as you inhale, draw one hand up to your belly, one to the chest, either to touch your body or to hover over. Taking time here to start our practice from a place of connection with ourselves, from a place of appreciation and humility and respect for the practice, for the land we're on, for everything allowing us to be here, to be now. And starting from a place of appreciation for your body. And if you'd like to set a focus or an anchor point, an intention for this morning practice, this is a great time to do so. And slowly begin to blink your eyes open, refocus your gaze, come back into your space. Good. And then from here, release your hands down. You can drop them back behind you and extend your legs out. And extend them out completely, like completely as you're able to in this moment. So maybe you have a nice big bend in your knee or you're supporting under your knees. Hands can still be behind you. Really pressing fingertips to the ground. Squeeze your spine with your shoulder blades and gently let your gaze shift up. So grounding down through your bottom, maybe through the backs of your thighs, and pushing your heart towards the sky, just really gently. We're in that folded up shape for a while. It's nice to just expand for a moment. For 3, 2, and 1. Good, coming all the way up. And if you're sitting the same position I am on your mat, you may want to turn long ways as we're going to start to kind of move up and down the mat. I often just face you because it's a little bit easier for class. And so start to bring your legs in, bringing just your heels to the ground, feet out in front of you, knees about hip distance apart. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips pressed to the earth. Heart gently moves towards the sky. Start to turn your core on a little bit here by gently pulling your lower belly up and your belly button in. Good. You can keep your hands where they are, or maybe you extend them forward. Feel your body kind of catch itself as it falls back. And maybe you stay right here, or maybe you join me in floating our left foot off the ground for 3, 2, and 1. Left foot comes down, maybe right foot floats for 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes down, maybe both feet come up, feel your body shift back a little bit for 3, 2, And one, both feet come down, cross your ankles, fold forward over your lap. 3 rounds of breath here. And coming up, and either rolling over your ankles or swinging your feet around, we'll come into tabletop. Hands about shoulder distance, knees about hips distance. And with an inhale, move your belly towards the earth, heart pulls through your biceps for cow pose. And exhale, press the earth away, round your spine for cat. And inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Few more here, just following your own breath. Adding any organic flares that may feel good. Maybe you circle or sway. And after your next round, come back to neutral. Sit your hips back for just a moment. If you find this really uncomfortable, you can definitely hover kind of in between or even stay all the way up. Taking a moment here, we're kind of build our flow starting right here. So whether you're up or down, truly either way is fine. But with an inhale, if your hips are down, lift them up. Everyone circle arms overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms wide. Good. This inhale, gather hands into heart center. And as you exhale, hands come to the earth, tabletop. Holding here. Good. Inhale, find cow pose. Tuck your toes, and as you exhale, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog for 5 rounds of breath. So taking some time here, maybe taking your feet a little wider, letting your knees bend nice and deep. Just moving through your downward facing dog this morning. If you're feeling totally ready for stillness, always feel free to take it, but otherwise really making this dynamic. One more round of breath. Good. With an inhale, roll forward into your plank. Maybe you lower your knees, holding here for 3. For 2, really press the earth away. And 1, knees lower, lower your belly all the way to the ground. Good. Inhale, lift your heart up, cobra pose, holding here. Shoulders slide down the back and the crown of your head wiggles forward. We often like to crank our head up, not necessary. Really just extending through the top of the head. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Belly hugs in, hips heavy down. One more inhale. And exhale, lower down. And with your inhale, come back up to tabletop. And exhale, either sit your hips back or come back to your kneeling position, wherever you were. Taking a moment here, maybe rocking side to side. We'll move through that again. Good. So with an inhale, arms overhead, maybe hips up. Exhale, cactus your arms wide. Inhale, hands gather in. Exhale, hands come to the earth, tabletop. Inhale, find cow pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog, 5 rounds of breath. Pressing the earth away, shoulders move away from your hands, and you feel like you have a nice long line extending from your shoulders all the way down through your middle finger. 2 more rounds of breath here. Gentle hug of the belly away from your thighs. Thigh contact will still probably be made, but it's just the intention we're looking for. Good, next inhale rolls you forward, plank pose, 3 rounds of breath, maybe knees come down. Think about cat pose in your upper back here to turbocharge the plank. One more breath. And lower all the way down to your belly. With an inhale, rise up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Good. Inhale pushes you up to tabletop, knees move in a little. Exhale, hips sit back, or you return to your kneeling position. 3 rounds of breath right here. One more. Moving through this flow one more time. Inhale, arms overhead, maybe hips rise. Exhale, cactus, your arms wide. Inhale, hands gather into heart center. Exhale, hands come down, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. This is our pausing point, a place for us to come together. Last round of breath. With an inhale, roll forward, plank, 3 rounds of breath. Last round. Lower all the way down to the earth. And with an inhale, lift your heart up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up, tabletop. And exhale, return to your kneeling position. 3 rounds of breath. We'll take our next little sequence, which we'll build kind of within that one. Good, so inhale, hips rise, maybe, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus, your arms wide. Inhale, hands gather into heart center. Exhale, hands come down, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just 3 rounds of breath here. And we're going to change it up from our down dog. So look at your feet and step them a little bit wider, probably about max distance to make this a little bit more available. And if you have your blocks, you can absolutely put your blocks under your hands and bring them with you on this journey as you start to walk your hands, maybe your hands with your blocks, towards your feet and towards the back of your mat, letting your knees bend and finding yourself in a forward fold. And as you arrive to your fold, you can take a little time, let your belly shift between the thighs, just giving yourself a little bit more space. Bend your knees and grab your elbows with your hands. Gently sway your upper body side to side, ragdoll. And we'll take about 3 more rounds of breath right here in our ragdoll. You can sway fast, you can sway slow. Good, and coming back to center, let that sway start to dissolve. Arms release down. Bring your hands either to your blocks, or if you're not using your blocks right now, just onto your shins. Press your arms a little bit straighter, lift your heart up, shoulders slide away from your ears, and your gaze shifts forward for a halfway lift. Find an inhale, exhale, fold back down. Need 2 more just like that. So inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold.
To a 5 count, we'll start to roll our way up to standing. So coming up to standing for 5, pausing at any point for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming to standing for the first time in today's practice, take that time, readjust. Find yourself at this level. And with your next inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms wide. Good. Inhale, hands gather into heart center. And exhale, release your hands down. 2 more. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms wide. Inhale, hands gather into heart center. Exhale, arms down. Last round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms wide. Inhale, hands gather in. Exhale, hands come down. Good. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Hands either to the earth or to your blocks. You can widen that stance and begin to walk forward, finding your downward facing dog. And with an inhale, roll forward, find plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up to tabletop. And exhale, return to your kneeling position, whatever shape you were taking. Beautiful. Come right back to your tabletop. Walk your hands towards the right side of your mat and slide your left foot either wide, step it up, use your hand to help. The left foot's moving outside of your left hand. Let your hips move forward. And then maybe you bring your hands onto your blocks or press onto your fingertips. Heart lifts. Finding a little space right here. And we often start with lunges like this kind of shape in my class. So now we're feeling a little bit warmer. Just kind of exploring how this shape feels. Take an inhale, lift your heart a little more. And as you exhale, hips move back, left leg moves a little bit straighter. Good. Inhale, hips forward. Exhale, left leg straightens. 1 more. Inhale, hips forward. Exhale, hips back. Good. Inhale your hips forward, tuck your right toes, and as you exhale, lift your right knee for a little bit of a more heated lunge here, more of a runner's lunge. So settling in, find where you are. Maybe you need to widen your stance a bit. Really squeezing your legs towards each other. Take a breath in. Exhale, start to straighten into your left leg. Maybe your right heel really presses towards the earth. It does not need to make contact with the earth. Keeping your heart lifted. You can see how it feels to walk your hands towards your body. For 3. For 2. Last one. Good. Spin your right foot so your right heel meets the earth. Bend into your left leg. And then open your right arm towards the sky. Side angle pose. Really pressing left leg into left arm and left arm into left leg. If you'd like, you can bring your forearm up to your thigh to make this just a little bit less intense on the wrists and less intense just like in general. Doesn't mean it's less challenging. For 3. 2. 1 more inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down, spin back onto the ball of your right foot and lower your right knee to the earth. Slide your left knee back under your body. You can bring your hands back to the ground if you'd like. And then walk them over towards the left side of the mat. Right foot makes its way outside of your right hand. Hips start to move forward, finding ourselves in this lunge. And just taking a moment to really lean into it. Let your body kind of wiggle. I get some cracks. I just kind of like let myself settle in for a moment. Heart lifts up and gently moves through your biceps. Take an inhale. Exhale, right leg straightens, hips move back. Good, inhale forward. Exhale, hips back. Last one, inhale forward. Exhale, right leg straighter, hips back. Good, inhale into your lunge. Tuck your toes, and as you exhale, lift your left knee. Take that moment here. Settling in, and really start to use your legs here. Draw the energy up towards the earth. If you feel like your wrists are kind of screaming at you right now, I really want you to see if you could even float your hands for a moment, because the legs are holding a lot of the weight here. You can also try pressing onto your fingertips or even pressing your fists into your blocks. Take an inhale. Exhale, right leg moves straighter, left heel presses towards the earth. The heart stays high. We're staying creased at the hips here. Soft bend in the right leg, extended pyramid pose. For 3, 2, and 1. Spin that left heel onto the earth, bend into your right knee, press right hand down, left arm opens towards the sky. Maybe right forearm comes to thigh for side angle pose. One more breath. And exhale your left hand down, spin onto the ball of your left foot and lower your left knee. Slide your right leg back under your body. Sit your hips back towards your heels or come to that kneeling position and let your hands rest down for a moment. Good. Coming into a little wrist stretch here to kind of go the opposite direction of what we were doing. Take your hands, make some fists, and go knuckle to knuckle. Thumb is on the outside of your knuckle. So we have kind of like a nice even board here. Inside of your arms face your body, outside faces away. Lean forward, lower down. So your fists and your forearms are resting on the ground. Press your knuckles together. Take an inhale, keeping just your hands on the earth. Start to lift up. So your forearms come off the ground, knuckles press. Just hands are really connecting with the earth. For 3, 2, and 1, lower down. 2 more, inhale, come up. Press your knuckles together. Exhale, lower. Good, inhale, come on up. And exhale, lower down. Good. Release your hands. You can stay nice and low. Forearms rest on the ground for a moment. And then just sit your hips to either side, just kind of coming onto our bottoms. It doesn't need to be smooth or anything particularly graceful. And extend your legs out wide, sustainably wide, nothing that's making you scream, but nothing that's putting you to sleep. So something right in the middle here. Rock around, pull the flesh out from under your body. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, drop your right hand towards your right leg. Maybe you make contact with your right toes. Left arm reaches overhead. I like to grab onto the inside of the foot or press onto the inside of the leg. So you not only get a side bend, but you get like this little twist kind of triangle pose, that wrap of the rib cage under your body. 3, 2, and 1. With an inhale, pop up, arms come overhead. Exhale, left hand drops down, finding the inside of your left leg, or maybe the inside of your left foot. Right arm reaches overhead. 3, 2, and 1. With an inhale, pop up. And this time, as you exhale, drop your right hand behind you. Left hand compress either into the inside of your left leg or on the outside of your right leg. Little twist here. 3, 2, and 1. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to center, arms overhead. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist the other direction. Left hand drops behind you. Right hand presses inside the right leg or outside the left. For 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath in. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, find length with your arms overhead. And exhale, fold down the middle. Doesn't need to be a big fold. It just needs to feel big, if that makes sense. You don't need to go deep. We definitely want to be feeling sensation in the backs of the legs, along the inner line of the leg, feeling grounded through the sits bones towards the earth. And so physically, that doesn't need to look like belly to the ground, flattened to the floor. It can be subtle and still be powerful. There we go, words. Taking about 5 more rounds of breath here, really rooting down, settling in. And if your feet feel floppy, just give them a little bit of energy. Pull your toes towards your shins, roll your pinkies towards the earth behind you. And slowly coming up. And find a comfortable seat. So it can be on your couch, against a wall, on your shins, using any supports you'd like. But finding yourself a seat for breath work and maybe for your meditation. And so once you find that seat, know that you can always readjust, like nothing is permanent. But allow your hands to rest down. Shoulders to slide away from your ears. Taking a few cleansing breaths here. And now check in with yourself, and especially with your hips and your sits bones. If you're feeling like your hips are kind of heavy, if they feel really far under your knees, use this moment to give your hips a little lift. Kind of finding the feeling of almost sticking your booty out in your seat here. And then find that length, that kind of pull through and out of the crown of your head, and that anchoring down through your hips. Interlace your hands, bring them over your chest, and if touch isn't feeling safe or comfortable, you can absolutely hover your hands. Allow your elbows to rest down. If you're really feeling like you want to build some heat, you can absolutely lift your arms and kind of find that heat building sensation in the shoulders, in the back. But if that's not your bag today, you can let your arms rest down onto your body. And starting right here, just by kind of feeling the sensation of your breath move through your hands. And you can slowly let your eyes close or your gaze soften. Chin can drop down towards your chest a bit. And if you feel like you're really pulling down on your body, you can always readjust your hands, give a little lift to the elbows, just see how you can be soft and comfortable here. And for this breath work, we're really just going to start by doing this, arriving to the breath, arriving to the connection. And as the breath really starts to feel natural, to feel really familiar here, your heartbeat may become a little bit more present, a little bit more obvious to you. Settle into that. Letting the heartbeat fill your hands. With your next exhale, clear your body out. And find an easy breath in through your nose. Easy breath out through your nose. Breathe into 4 pumps of your own heartbeat. And then try to breathe out to 4 pumps of your own heart. So just feeling the sensation. And if 4 feels like a little bit too much, try 2, try 3. And you can stay right here, or if you'd like to add a breath hold in the middle, you may. So inhaling to 4 pumps, holding for 4 pumps, exhaling for 4, and then really holding on empty there for 4. So this is very lightly guided. So we'll take this for about 2 more minutes. So settling into what feels right for you. And if you'd like to add more length, more pumps of the heart, you're totally welcome to. Making this cycle your last. And slowly releasing your hands down just to rest somewhere on your legs in your lap. Eyes can stay closed or soft. And if you'd like to shift shape for the next few minutes of meditation, you're more than welcome to if you'd like to take Shavasana. But from here, We'll take a few minutes of really quiet meditation. You're always welcome to continue practicing the breath work, that anchor. If sitting in meditation feels just like a little bit too challenging this morning or a little bit too uneasy. So we'll take some time here and I'll bring you out when the time comes. Know that you're welcome to stay in your meditation for as long as you have time for this morning. And if you're closing your practice with me and you'd like to draw one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest, this is the time. Ending our practice where we started, from a place of appreciation. Gratitude to yourself for making time for your practice, for yourself this morning. Big thank you to your body for being wonderful. Hope you can find as many moments as humanly possible to be in awe of yourself today. And thank you all so much for joining me this morning. It's such a pleasure, such a privilege to be able to teach you. And so I hope you have a really, really beautiful rest of your day. See you next time. Thank you all again. Have a good one.